If you're like me and you've been losing sleep over the Cubs pitching rotation all season, the front office just gave us the answer we were begging for. In a deadline move that took half the league by surprise, Chicago just acquired right-handed pitcher Kevin Gausman from the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, I know some of you might look at his numbers this year and feel skeptical, and honestly, I don't blame you. But over the next few minutes, I'm going to break down why this isn't just a desperate rental, but the exact high-stakes move that could define our October run, what it means for the franchise's financial outlook, and why the front office decided to pull the trigger now. According to reports from ESPN's Jeff Passan, later confirmed by The Athletic's Ken Rosenthal and Mitch Bannon, the deal between the Cubs and the Blue Jays was finalized on Sunday. The players heading back to Toronto have not yet been officially announced. Gausman arrives in Chicago after an up-and-down season, posting a 5-10 record with a 4.38 ERA in 23 starts. He has recorded 127 strikeouts, while issuing 36 walks over 127.1 innings, along with a 1.29 WHIP. However, in his last two outings wearing a Blue Jays uniform, the 35-year-old veteran looked much more like himself, posting a 3.09 ERA with 10 strikeouts and only 2 walks across 11.2 innings. That stretch included 5.2 innings against the Street, Louis Cardinals, on Saturday, when he allowed just 1 earned run and struck out 4 batters in Toronto's 5-1 victory. If you're a Cubs fan on the north side, it's important to understand what this acquisition means on the field. The Cubs entered Sunday with 61 wins and 51 losses, still firmly in the National League postseason race, despite dealing with injuries throughout their starting rotation all season long. Gausman is far more than just another arm. He brings experience from 10 career postseason appearances, including 8 starts, and has recorded more than 2,081 career strikeouts. That means the Cubs are adding both depth and proven experience for the kind of high-pressure games that decide playoff series, when nerves overwhelm younger pitchers and every pitch in October carries extra weight. It isn't an exaggeration to say this could be the missing piece in Chicago's rotation if this team hopes to make a deep postseason run. From a financial standpoint, this trade also carries significant long-term implications for the organization. Gausman still has 1 year remaining on the 5-year, $110 million contract he signed with Toronto before the 2022 season, with a salary of $23 million scheduled for 2027. In other words, the Cubs are not simply renting a pitcher for the next 2 months. They're also acquiring a key piece for the beginning of next season, a move that directly affects their future luxury tax flexibility and upcoming contract decisions throughout the baseball operations department. It's the type of trade that combines immediate urgency with long-term planning, something not every front office is willing to do under the pressure of the deadline. Behind the scenes, analysts and insiders who closely follow the organization have noted that Jed Hoyer had been monitoring the veteran pitching market for weeks, with Gausman consistently ranking among the Cubs' top targets because of his ability to perform in high-pressure situations. Reports suggest that Gausman's early season struggles never seriously concerned the front office because his advanced metrics, particularly his spin rate and command within the strike zone, remained consistent with his career norms. That detail gave the Cubs confidence to move aggressively in negotiations with Toronto before another contender entered the bidding and drove up the asking price. From my perspective, this is exactly the type of move that separates teams that simply make the postseason from those capable of advancing deep into it. I believe Kevin Gausman addresses the Cubs' biggest structural weakness in 2026, the lack of an experienced starter for a decisive Game 3 in a playoff series. This isn't about putting up impressive regular season numbers. It's about knowing how to perform when the stadium is packed, the pressure is at its highest, and every pitch matters twice as much. To me, the front office recognized that reality and acted with the urgency Cubs fans had been demanding for months. Most importantly, they accomplished it without sacrificing the young core that will continue to shape this franchise for years to come. Over the coming weeks, the Cubs front office is expected to continue monitoring the relief pitching market, since adding Gausman strengthens the starting rotation but doesn't completely solve Chicago's pitching needs. The organization will also closely track the recovery of pitchers who have been sidelined by injuries throughout the season, with the goal of entering the postseason with a fully healthy rotation. Meanwhile, attention in Toronto now turns to the players who will be heading to the Blue Jays in return, details that are expected to become official within the next few hours and are already generating plenty of discussion among analysts covering both organizations. Now, I want to hear your baseball perspective, Cubs fans. Do you believe Kevin Gausman is the missing piece that can help the Cubs finally make a serious run toward the World Series? Or do you think the front office still needs another bullpen arm before October arrives? Leave your full analysis in the comments. Bring your numbers, your arguments, and the perspective of someone who truly understands the game. I read every single comment, and I want to break down Cubs strategy with you, Northside Nation. These conversations only get better when the entire fan base joins in.